Everybody's standing. In the final moments being played in the shade. The sun is gone behind a cloud. The 0-2 pitch. Stricken out swinging. The ball game is over, and the Giants have won the National League Western Division title for the first time in 7 years. And they come pouring out of the dugout to begin the celebration over near the first base area. And they are jumping up and down. Brian Wilson retires the side in order and strikes out Venable to end the game. It was quite a battle all through the weekend. The Padres, who tormented the Giants more than any other team this year, the team that the Giants trailed by 7.5 games at the halfway point of the season on the 4th of July, and the team the Giants trailed by 6.5 games as recently as late August, and finally getting ahead of them by 3 coming into this final weekend. And the Padres took the measure of the Giants 2 straight games to create one big winner-take-all finale. And the Giants rose to the occasion. Jonathan Sanchez got his first win of the Padres here today with considerable help from the bullpen. And Bruce Bochy, who led the Padres for 12 years, out in the middle of that celebration, which has moved now onto the grass behind the pitcher's mound. Bochy manages his first San Francisco division winner and the clinching game against his old team, the Padres.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to lead. It's strike 3 call. He strikes him out to end the ball game. 14 strikeouts for Lincecum, and the Giants dugout comes jogging out to see the kid who throws a complete game shutout here in game 1 of this 5-game set. How about that?
Just remarkable evening, but he and Buster Posey did, and how they hooked up. Posey so early to define that slider was almost an unhittable pitch. They rode it all the way through a 14 strikeout, 2-hit shutout performance, and the Giants take game 1, 1-0.
2-1 the count to him. Brian Wilson delivers. Swinging a ground ball to third, backing up Uribe. He's got it. The throw to first is high, but gloved beautifully with a nifty bit of footwork by Ishikawa for the putout. The ball game is over. The series is over. The Giants are heading to Philadelphia for the National League Championship Series. The celebration begins out near the pitcher's mound. They come pouring out of the dugout. The Giants have defeated the Atlanta Braves 3-2.
Halladay with the pitch on the way. Ross hits a high drive, deep left field. This one is way back there. It is gone! Cody Ross, there's your secret weapon, has picked up the first ever postseason hit against Roy Halladay, and it's a home run. And the Giants lead 1-0 here in the third.
Yeah, I saw that one coming.
Yeah, so did about 46,000 people here at Citizens Bank Park. You talk about stomach punching a group. Wow.
Here's Halladay as he winds and deals to Ross, and Ross, it's a drive to left. Hit very well. It is way back. Out of here. Cody Ross has done it again, and the Giants take the lead. I think this is where you say, are you kidding me?
Who is this guy? Well, he started to put together a swing a couple weeks ago. He's carried it right into the playoffs. Had there been an MVP in the NLDS, he would have been the guy for the Giants. And here in his first 2 at-bats against No-No Halladay, he goes yard.
Here's the pitch. Swinging. There's a shot deep into left center field. That's on its way, and goodbye. Cody Ross strikes again. His 3rd home run of this National League Championship Series, and this game is all tied up. Cody Ross right on schedule. For the second night in a row, his home run is the Giants' first hit against one of the Phillies' aces.
Well, you never know where the great story is going to come out of in a short series. But so far it has been Cody Ross, and now Cody Ross again. Wow.
Right-handed batter with power. The pitch to him. Swing and a high fly ball to right field, deep. Going back is Worth. Still going back at the warning track, at the wall. Adios, pelota. Juan Uribe has hit an opposite field home run in the 8th inning, and the Giants have gone ahead 3-2. The runners lead, Valdez and Utley. There they go, the pitch. Strike 3 called. A cutter on the outside corner at the knees. The ball game is over, and the Giants have won the National League pennant. The final inning of the pennant-winning game was so much like the entire 2010 season. It wasn't easy. There were moments where you could hardly breathe, and then finally it ends. The Giants have beaten the Phillies right here in their ballpark. This two-time defending champion of the National League, and the Phillies jumped out to a lead. The Giants came scratching and clawing their way back, and then finally Uribe with the home run, and Lincecum and Wilson, the bullpenners, to make that one run hold up. The celebration has begun on the infield here at Philadelphia as 46,000 stunned fans, still perhaps not quite believing what they've just seen, look on. The Giants are just delirious with joy out there as they celebrate, and the Phillies fans just can't believe their eyes as they walk very quietly toward the exits.
Well, the only way this could have been more torturous than it was is if this game would have been Game 7.
2-0 the count. Lee pitches. Renteria hits a high drive. Deep left center field. David Murphy going back. He's on the warning track. It is gone! Edgar Renteria has hit a 3-run homer against Cliff Lee. And the Giants lead here in the World Series 3-0.
He tried to throw the inside fastball, and Edgar would have none of it. On a night when left field was a little bit livelier than it was last night, the ball had more carry. Last night, that ball's an out. Tonight, a 3-run homer. They set up in the outside corner, it goes up and in, and Edgar got every bit of it.
Amazing.
Cruz waiting on Wilson. And the right-hander for the Giants throws. Swing and a miss! And that's it! The Giants, for the first time in 52 years, the Giants are world champions as they come pouring out of the dugout. Circling Brian Wilson, the bullpen, flying in from left center field, dancing, hugging, and you can't help but think that this group is celebrating for the Say Hey Kid, for Will the Thrill, celebrating for number 25, and celebrating for all you Giants fans wherever you are. Giants fans, this party is just getting started.
Now the count goes full, 3-2. Schaefer trying to be the first Astros hitter to reach base in this one. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way, and it is driven to right center field. On the move, Blanco sprinting back. Gregor Blanco reaches out, diving! He caught it! What a play by Gregor Blanco! And that's when you start to think it might happen. What a tremendous, amazing catch by Blanco. Cain looks like he takes a deep breath, starts his windup. His pitch is hit down the left field line. Cabrera on the move toward the foul line. He'll get there and make the catch, one away. just enough room for Melky Cabrera. 2 outs to go for Matt Cain. Here's his 1-0. And that one is hit high in the air to left field. Melky Cabrera already signals he sees it. He's under it. He's got it. 2 down. Cain's wife, Chelsea, is here at the ballpark tonight and hoping. 1-1 the count to Castro. 2 outs of the 9th inning. Cain with the pitch. And it is strike 2 call. He's 1 strike away from perfection. And now, Giants fans are just losing their minds. 1-2. Cain with that look of determination. Starts his windup. His 1-2 pitch is grounded toward third. Arias has it. Stumbles. Throws to first. And he did it. Matt Cain is the first pitcher in the 128 years of the Giants franchise to pitch a perfect game. My goodness, what a night for Matt Cain, being mobbed by his teammates on the field. History tonight here in San Francisco. Amazing.
Now the pitch, and in fact that's Mark Kotsay who comes up as a pinch hitter for Baker, and he lines one to center, and it's caught by Pujols. And that is the 3rd out, and the Giants have won the National League West. They come pouring out of the dugout, and the scrum gathers off the first base side of the pitcher's mound. So it was Kotsay as a pinch hitter, another left-handed batter, pinch hitting for a lefty, who hits the first pitch on a line to center field, and the ball game is over. The Giants have won the West. They finish up with a 6-game winning streak here to get to this point, also having won 10 of their last 11. To eliminate the Dodgers, they have an 11-game lead with 10 to go. The 9th first place finish for the Giants in their history in San Francisco, and their 23rd first place finish going back to the early 20th century, since the 2-league system started. Pagan at third, Scudero at second, Sandoval at first. The pitch. There's a swing. A long, high fly ball deep to left field, and upper deck. Goodbye. A grand slam for Buster Posey. The Giants have scored 6 in the 5th inning in this elimination game, this winner-take-all. And Buster Posey, whose bat had been slumbering for a couple of days, hits the big fly, and perhaps driving a stake through the heart of the Reds. 6 runs are in. Here comes Dusty Baker, and there's some booing here at the Great American Ballpark.
Latos had thrown that second strike right by Posey, and he tried to do it again, and Posey said, and that was a monster home run. I can't even say how far it was.
Votto at second, Ludwig, the possible tying run at first. 2 down, the 1-2 pitch. Sliders struck him out swinging. The Giants have won it, and the celebration begins. Romo's teammates come flying out of the dugout, and they're jumping all over each other out there in front of the mound. Sergio Romo, who just pitched the game of his life, and he did something we've never seen him do before, a 31-pitch inning. And Romo always the fragile one. The Giants always afraid to expose him a little bit too much. But today, with everything riding on it, in the Brian Wilson role, he gets it done.
And he was tired. He was on fumes. That last pitch was a backup slider right out over the plate, belt high. And Roland, anticipating that ball was going to have its normal break, the ball backed up on him. He swung right through it. And the Giants are going to go to the NLCS. Amazing game.
And his job now just make contact. The pitch. Zito tries to bunt, third base side. It's a good bunt. Freeze has got it. He throws off. Ellis to first, and Zito beats it out. And coming in to score is Blanco.
Whoa.
Unbelievable.
That is amazing. That is the Cardinals played everybody back, including Freeze, the third baseman. He was way back. Nobody was thinking bunt, and Zito puts down a pearl. Oh my! You ready for the first pitch?
Absolutely.
Right at you.
So here's Kelly out of the stretch, and the pitch to Pence. And Pence, it's a line drive into left field, a base hit. Coming in to score is Scudero. Sandoval right behind him. Jay overruns it. They're going to wave in. This is a throw home, not in time. As Buster Posey scores all the way from first. It looked like Pence hit a knuckleball past the shortstop, Cosmo. And you talk about lighting up a place.
I have never seen a line drive do that. Cosmo's a good shortstop. He broke 2 steps to his right, and then he had to come back to his left, and he missed it by 3 feet. How does that happen?
That ball, it looked like Greg Maddux threw it.
I think Kipe was right. He hit a knuckleball, and the thing just went away from Cosmo. What a break for the Giants.
With 2 down in the 9th inning, the rain has let up a little bit, but still a steady rain.
And no force play.
No force play. If it's a ground ball, it had to be a throw to first. Here's the scratch. And Romo delivers. Slider popped up. Scudero at second. Under it, backpedals. He's got it! The Giants win the pennant! For the 22nd time in the long history of the Giants, they have won the National League pennant. And they did it the hard way for sure. They did it in a way that nobody's ever done before. They had to win 6 must-win games, facing elimination to do it. 3 times against the Reds, and now 3 more times against the Cardinals. 1 game away from being sent home for a long winter. 6 times, and the Giants won all 6. The Giants are the champions of the National League. Fireworks go off out from McCovey Cove as the Giants beat out on the wet infield to celebrate. They have won the National League pennant. They are going to the World Series. The Giants and the Detroit Tigers, for the first time in the histories of either franchise, will be facing one another on baseball's biggest stage, the World Series, and that starts right here, weather permitting, the night after tomorrow.
Well, I'm not sure you could ever see more of a bizarre ending, and I can only say thank goodness it was a lopsided score for this to happen at the end of the game. And you got to give the umpires credit. They hung in there. So did the players, for that matter.
Well, and Mother Nature tried to rain on their parade, but it's not happening. There's a mob scene out there by the shortstop side of the infield. All the Giants, congratulatory hugs and high fives. And there has not been one person moved from their seats in this great crowd of 43,056, and they are soaking wet.
The Giants are soaking wet. Their pitcher was soaking wet. The manager was soaking wet. And 43,000 fans, most of them are soaking wet right with them.
And they don't care.
They don't care. Soaking wet, and I love it. Buster Posey would be next. Verlander throws. High fastball swung on and belted deep into center. Jackson going back. Still going back. Adios! Pelota! Pablo Sandoval with a home run into the center field bleachers. The Giants have a 1-0 lead, and that was just a liner. He didn't hit it to the same part of the ballpark as he hit the one in the All-Star game against Verlander, but he hit it pretty much the same way, a liner, and it just would not come down.
Now, the one good thing about facing a guy like Verlander, who throws as hard as he does, is that he's going to supply the power. You square one up, you're going to get extra distance just because of the velocity he puts on the pitch. And that's a strong man's home run.
The first row of the bleachers to the right of straightaway center has given the Giants a 1-0 lead in Game 1 of the World Series.
The pitch to Sandoval. Sandoval, it's a high fly ball to left. Young back at the wall. It is out of here. Pablo Sandoval, opposite field. 4-0 Giants.
The 1-1 pitch. He swings and he belts one. Deep center field. Jackson is going back and gone! A home run! Number 3 for Pablo Sandoval. His first 3 at-bats in this World Series. And Pablo Sandoval looks like the Babe himself has come back to life.
He joins Babe Ruth as one of only 4 that have ever hit 3 home runs in a World Series game. Albert Pujols last year, Reggie Jackson when he was with the Yankees against the Dodgers, and the Babe himself did it twice. But this is a down and in slider, the bread and butter for Albuquerque, and Sandoval just golfed it over the center field wall. Wow.
3-1 to Scutaro. Koch pitches, and Scutaro lines one into center field. Jackson will have to play it on a bounce. Terrio tearing around third. Here comes the throw of the slide. He's safe at home plate. And the Giants have gone ahead 4-3. And it's the playoff hero Marco Scutaro who comes through again. A 2-out run scoring hit in the 10th. And the Giants now are 3 outs away from a World Series title. They lead 4-3 in Detroit. Romo shakes off Posey. Now has the one he likes. Romo's 2-2 pitch on the way. Cabrera takes strike 3 called, and the Giants have won the World Series in Detroit. And the celebration begins as the Giants mob the mound. Cabrera strikes out looking to end it. And not only have the Giants won the World Series, they have swept the Tigers in 4 games in dominant fashion. And it's the 2nd World Series title for the Giants in the last 3 seasons. It's Romo who gets the final out, and he gets the great Miguel Cabrera to win it for the Giants. And the celebration begins here in Detroit, and we can only imagine how the celebration has begun back in San Francisco.
Oh, and Miguel Cabrera is still looking for a slider. Unbelievable. Fitting as to how this season would end. Improbable, impossible. This group has done what the baseball analysts and scouts have said they could not do, and they did it in 4 games. Partner, congratulations. And congratulations to everybody out there in the Giants nation. My word, is this exciting.
Well, 2010 was the first time in so long, but 2012 for the Giants, a season that had so many ups and downs, the 2nd World Series title in 3 years. And in some ways, John, perhaps cements this Giants team, this Giants franchise in history as they sweep the Tigers here in Detroit and win in extra innings here in Game 4 tonight. 4-3 the final score. Betancourt looks to second. He pitches. Pagan swings, and it's a high drive to right field and deep. This one is hit really well. It is off the bottom of the wall in deep right center field. Crawford coming around third. He'll score. Pagan coming to third, and Flannery's going to send him. Here comes the relay. Pagan slides. He's safe. It's an inside the park home run, and the Giants win it 6-5. My goodness. And Pagan looks to be stunned. He cannot believe it. The ball hit against the bottom of the wall in the 7th archway in deep right center field and kicked away from Kadire, who finally tracked it down, relayed it back in toward LeMahieu, And his throw is a little offline and late. Pagan, an inside the park walk-off home run for a 6-5 Giants win. Incredible.
If there was ever a game-ending home run for which the phrase walk-off homer was ever less appropriate, this was it. I don't know which one it would be, because Pagan was just sprinting with all he had, and he might have been more shocked than anybody else in the park when Tim Flannery said, "Keep going."
I think he was.
Cabrera is the runner at first. Here's Lincecum. The pitch. Swinging a line drive to right. Pence coming in. He dives, and he makes the catch. Hunter Pence headlong dives, and he saves Lincecum here in the 8th. And Lincecum greeting Pence right at the third baseline. And everybody charged up here at Petco Park. What a play by Hunter Pence. Very calm out on the mound, Tim Lincecum. He's ready. And the 1-2 pitch is very high. It's 2-2, and it's precisely where Posey wanted it, because they're about to throw that split one more time in the dirt. So it's 2-2 to Alonso. Here's the pitch. Swinging a line drive foul down the right field line and out of play. And whatever Lincecum threw, it was up in the strike zone, and Alonso jumped all over it. Giants fans, and there's a bunch here standing, all cheering. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Alonso. Swinging a drive into left center field. Blanco waiting. He puts it away, and that's a no-hitter for Tim Lincecum. And now all of his teammates out onto the field, right behind the mound, as they are mobbing Tim Lincecum, as he has thrown a no-hitter here in San Diego. So Tim Lincecum, with the bullpen now reaching Lincecum, the coaching staff and the manager coming out. Lincecum threw 148 pitches in this no-hitter here on a Saturday night in San Diego. So he can add this to his resume. And all the Giants fans standing and applauding. Padre fans even applauding. And why wouldn't they? They just saw a gutty performance where it looked like there was no chance he would have to get to the 9th with the number of pitches that he had thrown. And I got to believe Bruce Bochy is relieved, but still a nervous wreck. And you can hear the Giants fans in the background as Lincecum walks off the mound. He is drenched.
Two down in the 9th. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball grounded to second. Panic's got it. The throw to first. It's a no-hitter. Tim Lincecum, who is mobbed by his overjoyed Giants teammates, has pitched his second no-hitter, and in the second consecutive year. He pitched one against these Padres last July, and not quite 1 year later, he does it again, this time here at home. Only the 16th no-hitter in the 132-year history of the Giants, and Tim Lincecum joins only the immortal Christy Mathewson as a Giant to pitch 2 no-hitters.
So Nuno again looks in, Posey waiting. And the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a high drive to left. This baby's way back. It is out of here. It's a grand slam for Buster Posey. And it's the party in Pujols. The Giants lead 4-1. And this crowd finally gets lit up. Home run number 10 for Buster Posey. Here's Bumgarner, bases loaded, nobody out, the pitch. And a swing and a drive! Left field and deep! Out of here! Unbelievable. This place is losing its mind. Bumgarner, his second grand slam of the year, and the Giants lead 8-1. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. He's now got 3 on the year. He didn't waste any time. The first fastball he saw, he hit it over the cars in left field.
Almost everybody standing now here in Pittsburgh. It's the 4th inning. The Giants have the bases loaded, nobody out. Brandon Crawford, the hitter. 1-2. Volquez set. He pitches, and Crawford hits a high fly ball right field. Snyder going back. He's looking up. It's gone! Brandon Crawford has launched a grand slam over that 21-foot high wall, and the Giants have taken a 4-0 lead and totally silenced this crowd in Pittsburgh. And Crawford, I think, even might have been surprised. It just made it out. It was on its way down. It's only 320 down the right field line, and it snuck into the first or second row. A grand slam for Crawford.
And immediately, the phone call goes down to the Pirates bullpen. That was a 2-strike breaking ball, and it got up. And Crawford, who's been money all year long in the RBI situation, comes up huge.
This will be his 109th pitch of the night. And here it comes. Swing and a pop-up. Near home plate, Buster Posey tosses the mask away. Foul ground. He makes the catch. And the Giants are heading for Washington, D.C. to play the Nationals in the division series. The Giants' first look at this wild card playoff. This one game and your whole season is riding on it. And they ace this test. And Madison Bumgarner, who is being showered with, I don't know if that's beer or champagne already, but he's getting hugs from his teammates. And Hunter Pence, the Giants, back of Bumgarner, have just shut down the Pirates, which I don't think anybody in this crowd of 40,629 thought was possible. Not in this ballpark, not against this red-hot ball club that had been so hot coming into this game. But Bumgarner did it, and the Giants destroyed the Pirates pitching at the same time.
Well, it was one stomach punch after another, and really, you know, it was a well-pitched ball game till the 4th inning, when Edinson Volquez had allowed a base hit to Sandoval, base hit to Pence, a walk, set the bases loaded with nobody outs, and in a 2-strike count, Brandon Crawford hits a grand slam, middle in hanger at the belt with a bent arm swing, and that was it.
Here's the payoff pitch to Belt. Belt hits a high fly ball to right. Worth is back. It is out of here. Belt into the second deck, and here in the 18th inning, the Giants take the lead.
Wow. And he did it in a 2-strike count.
And now we'll start to see some activity in the Giants bullpen as Belt steps on home plate. Gets a high five from Brandon Crawford, and the Giants here in the 18th have taken the lead. How about that?
And no doubt about it, too. And really the side of the ballpark that has been the only place you could go for most of the night with the long ball. And that was a long ball.
Casilla got the first 2 hitters. LaRoche had a deep fly ball to center. He struck out Desmond. A controversial call on a check swing, bringing Desmond up. Then he jumped ahead of Harper and ended up walking him. And now he's got a 2-ball, 1-strike count to Wilson Ramos. Wide open stance. Pablo hugs the line at third, deep behind the bag. Now the pitch. Swinging a bounding ball to second. Panic's got it. Straightens up and throws him out at first. The Giants have won the division series. They beat the Washington Nationals, the team with the best record in the National League this year. 3-1, and let the celebration begin. The Giants out onto the field from their third base side dugout to jump on each other's backs. The Giants are going to St. Louis and the league championship series to face the Cardinals.
And the look on Tim Hudson coming out to join the scrum out in the middle of the infield. First time in his long, distinguished career, he's going to the NLCS.
Neshek's 1-1 pitch. Swing, and there's a high drive down the left field line, hooking toward the corner. Goodbye! It's tied out, and Michael Morris hits the long ball that Bruce Bochy was hoping he'd hit. And pandemonium reigns at AT&T Park. The Giants get their first base runner since the 4th inning, and it's a Michael Morris home run right down the left field line.
The Cardinal dugout is stunned. Neshek had given up 4 home runs all season in 67 innings. It's something he just doesn't do. And this place is lit.
He had not given up anything resembling a hit, much less a homer, in this series until now. He had just completely shut the Giants down, whichever part of the lineup he was facing. It was no contest. Big pitch here from Michael Wacha. The possible winning run out there in scoring position at second base. Now the stretch. Here it comes. Swing, and there's a drive deep into right field, way back there. Goodbye! A home run for the game and for the pennant. The Giants have won the pennant, and Travis Ishikawa is being clobbered by his teammates as he comes down the third base line, and he is mobbed at home plate. It's Travis Ishikawa. Travis Ishikawa with the Bobby Thompson moment. A walk-off home run to win the National League pennant by Travis Ishikawa. What a moment for the unlikely Giants left fielder for the biggest games here in 2014.
Does not go. The pitch is a bouncy ball up the middle. Panik dives. He's got a bare hand or glove hand flip to Crawford. The first, not in time.
Oh, I don't know about that play at first. But that was an absolutely spectacular play from Joe Panik. The ball in this very quick infield, hit hard on 2 hops. He gets it. The only way that he could get that ball over to Crawford was just a flip of a glove, backhanded style. And he does, and they may get this double play yet. We haven't seen a replay at first, but I'm not convinced that Hosmer had it beat out. He went in on the slide at first base.
And they're going to look at it.
Oh, they got him.
Crowd's going to let you know what the call is. Got him. Sorry, I doubted you.
Nice. That's one of the most spectacular double plays I've ever seen.
2-2 the count to Salvi Perez. Madison Bumgarner trying to wrap up this World Series for the Giants. He's ready. He throws. Swing and a pop-up. Side the ball down the line in foul ground. He's got plenty of room, and he's got it. And the Giants have won. They have won the World Series for the 3rd time in 5 years. And Madison Bumgarner has firmly etched his name on the all-time World Series record books as one of the greatest World Series pitchers the game has ever seen. The Giants come pouring out of their dugout. jumping on the back of Bumgarner. And Bumgarner, he didn't start the game, not like Koufax or Bob Gibson or some of the all-time greats did back in the 60s, but he came out of the bullpen on 2 days of rest and gave the Giants 5 shutdown innings, allowing just 2 hits. And the Giants, really, on the back of Madison Bumgarner, have won another World Series. He's into his stretch. Now the pitch. Strike 3 called. He has done it. Chris Heston has pitched a no-hitter. The 17th no-hitter in the history of the Giants. And it is Chris Heston who pitches it in his rookie season. The Giants come pouring out of their dugout on the third base side to the mound to congratulate Chris Heston. And he was outstanding. From the first inning onward, this was one of those nights where how he looked in the first inning was a precursor of things to come. Chris Heston allowed only 3 men to reach base. All of them were hit batsmen. He never walked anybody, and he ends up with a career record 11 strikeouts. And one of those who came out of the dugout to give him a big hug was Madison Bumgarner. Heston did something that even the great Bumgarner has not yet achieved at the big league level. Chris Heston, a night to remember here in the big city, in the media capital. He pitches a no-hitter for the Giants, and now they start to come off the field. And listen to this Citi Field crowd give him an ovation. Even Mets fans joining with Giants fans, applauding a great performance, even by an out-of-town pitcher. Jared Parker stands in. He's hit 2 home runs today. The pitch to him. Swing, and there's a high drive. Deep into right field. Can you believe it? It's gone! A grand slam for Parker. And he is having an all-time day. His 5th home run in the last 3 days. And this one was a grand slam. 14-10, the Giants are leading. And Jared Parker gets back to the dugout, and is he pumped? Well, enjoy it, Jared. You are having an all-time few days of any rookie in history, Giant or otherwise. Blanco from first will be off and running with the pitch. Here's the stretch. There they go. The pitch, swing, and a high drive deep to right, way back there, and goodbye. Wow. Denard Span, in his first game as a Giant, hits his first home run as a Giant, and that breaks it open. The Giants have a 10-3 lead. That was a spectacular shot to right field, and the Brewers' right fielder Santana never moved a step. Denard Span has 5 RBIs in his first game as a Giant, hitting in the leadoff spot. A 3-run homer here in the 8th inning. Wow. Now the pitch. There's a shot to right field. High and deep and second deck. Goodbye. Joe Paddock's first hit of the year is a tape measure home run to right field. He hit it even deeper than did Denard Span. – 11-3 Giants. Buster Posey swings, and he drives one deep into center field. Way back there, on its way. Goodbye! The 3rd consecutive home run for the Giants. And Buster Posey on the next pitch, after Joe Paddock's tape measure shot, blasts one of his own off the wall behind the center field fence to the left of straightaway. First home run of the year for Buster. Three consecutive home runs for the Giants. The last two on consecutive pitches.
Here's the 1-0. And that is lined into center field, base hit, a seventh hit for Crawford. Belled around third, Ozuna up with the ball. Here comes his throw, the slide. He's safe at home plate. And the ball gets away from the catcher. Now Crawford breaks for second. Cashner picks it up and throws to second. And they'll tag out Crawford for out number 3. But Brandon Crawford has matched a modern-day big league record with his 7th hit, and it puts the Giants ahead. They get the 1 and only the 1. And now we'll see if George Cantos can get those final 3 outs and get the Giants what would be an incredible win. They score the run on the hit by Crawford. It's 8-7.
The infield, the middle, double play depth, the pitch. A high drive into right center field. Going back is Bruce, still going back. Adios! Pelota! It's a 3-run homer for Connor Gillespie. And they are stunned in the big city. Connor Gillespie has hit a 3-run homer into the Mets bullpen, and that is a shot, and it was out of here with plenty to spare. The Giants have a 3-0 lead in the 9th.
Just a hanger right at the belt, and Gillespie, who has been absolutely locked in the last 6 weeks, squares this thing up, and it just jumped out of here with backspin. And we talk about the hot part of this ballpark's right field. That thing was way over the fence.
Madison Bumgarner throws. There's a drive into right center field. On the run is Span. He's calling for it. He's got it. Madison Bumgarner with his 2nd appearance in a 1-game winner-take-all wild card playoff. And on the road, he again pitches a shutout to move the Giants into the bigger tournament. Madison Bumgarner, who is being mobbed by his teammates behind the pitcher's mound, again coming up so big in the biggest games. The legend of Madison Bumgarner in October just seems to get bigger.
It is unbelievable what he has done. Continuously throwing shutout inning after shutout inning in go-home situations. I mean, this is sudden death. And he does it on the road for the 2nd time, which is even more impressive. And he does it here in the Big Apple with all the momentum, with the home team, and all of the brilliance of Noah Syndergaard. He answers 0 for 0 as the 2 locked horns for 7 innings.
Here's the 2-1 to Panic. Panic gets a high drive to right. Almora back, out in Triples Alley. It's off the wall. Here comes Crawford. This game is over. And they're mobbing Joe Panic at third base as the Giants have won here at AT&T Park in the 13th. How about that? For once, Triples Alley has been the Giants' friend tonight.
Man, he just crushed that ball.
And there'll be another game.
So the crushing home run by Bryant to tie this game in the 9th is just an old memory. And Joe Panic, when he hit it, he knew that Almora was not going to catch it.
It may be a while before Bumgarner sees another fastball that's in the strike zone. Here's the 1-2 pitch.
Bumgarner, high drive to left. This baby is way back. Out of here. Bumgarner hits the first home run of the season for the Giants, and it's 2-0. Unbelievable. Well, whatever he got, he liked it. And he knocks it out of the ballpark, and many, many Giants fans are standing and applauding, and why not? his second career home run off of Zach Greinke. And now the hitter will be Denard Span.
And that is the highest exit speed, exit velocity on any ball hit by a pitcher since StatCast began. He had to hit it extraordinarily hard to get it out of the ballpark. Just a line drive. Now he swings and he hits a high drive deep down the left field line. A magnificent shot that is long gone. And Bumgarner has put the Giants back ahead. Wow. 4-3 Giants, and Bumgarner has his second home run of the game. This one was not a line drive. It was a soaring, majestic blast to left field, over the wall, and then over the D-backs bullpen. And we waited to see if it might even go up into the second deck out there, and it fell just a little bit short. Wow. So Bumgarner does it again. His fifth inning home run, followed by another here in the seventh inning.
The pitch is hit toward the middle, base hit into center field. He's done it. Hernandez around second, heading for third. Joe Panik has done something that no Giants hitter has ever done in the history of this franchise, with as many Hall of Famers as any in the history of the game. Joe Panik has had 12 hits now in 3 games, including 5 here tonight. Another base hit for Panik, just a single right back up the middle. Wow. So they gave him a chance here in the ninth, and he did it. Panik's batting average is up to .285.
2-2 pitch. Swing. There's a high fly ball down the right field line toward the corner. It is still going. It is a home run. Joe Panik with a soaring drive down the right field line. It never did hook. It just went straight down the line and just barely missed the screen that comes out from the foul pole and well back into the lower deck, and the Giants have a 1-0 lead.
I'm shocked that ball did not hook foul. And it went out almost to the height of the top of the foul pole in right field. And I mean, that's a poke.
That middle infield combo stays at double play depth. Tomlinson at third, Panik at first. A 2-2 pitch. McCutchen hits a high fly ball, deep left field. It is gone! Andrew McCutchen has ended this game. A 3-run homer, his first in a Giants uniform, and it's one he will never forget. And he crosses home plate, gets mobbed by his teammates. Giants have won it. 7-5 the final score. The 6th hit of the game for Andrew McCutchen. He had never done that. And he hits a walk-off home run against the Dodgers. Wow, what a moment for the new Giants right fielder, Andrew McCutchen. A walk-off home run in the 14th inning. He just got it over the wall. The only question was that he hit enough of it. It was going to tie the game at minimum. Instead, it ended the game. And another high fastball, this one in. McCutchen had seen enough of those, and he drilled it.
0-2 the count. He winds, he throws. Fastball bounced to shortstop slowly. Charged by Tomlinson. The throw to first. He got it. And a standing ovation for Pablo Sandoval. He got 3 ground ball outs, and he was throwing his fastball and his curveball. And he threw a lot of curveballs.
And he wanted the ball. He got the baseball, and now he flips it to a fan. 3-2 is hit high in the air to center field. This one hit well. Pillar back at the wall. Pillar scales the wall, reaches up, and Kevin Pillar catches it. He took away a home run from the rookie Senzel. He climbed the wall and hung there and pulled it back from way on top of center field. Wow, what a play by Kevin Pillar. He used his right arm to keep himself elevated up above the level of the wall and stayed there, hung in the air until the ball came to him. Amazing, terrific catch by Pillar to rob the rookie of his first big league home run. Pitches here, and he gets a double play ball to short. Crawford has it to second one. Panic to first, double play. The Panda 2 for 2 in terms of scoreless innings in his pitching career, and he gets a double play ball.
Pitch. Swinging a drive. Deep into right center field. It is out of here. His third home run of the night, and the Giants take the lead. He hit it out over the pool, and the Giants have taken the lead. It's 10-9. I don't believe it. 3 home runs for Mike Yastrzemski.
1-0 the score here as Crawford swings and he drives one deep to right field. Blackman back. It is gone. Brandon Crawford does it again. And the Giants have gone back-to-back here in the fourth. The third home run of the day for Crawford, who drove in 8 in game 1, a historical effort. And now here in the nightcap, he's back at it and hit it into a very similar spot where Vogt's home run landed in straightaway right. For Crawford, his 9th home run of the season. 2-0, the Giants lead.
3-1, Yastrzemski hits a high drive center field. Jackie Bradley going back, looking up, it's gone! And you can only imagine what's going through the head of Mike Yastrzemski and his whole family. He has homered at Fenway Park, his 20th of his rookie year. And just about everybody is standing up for Mike Yastrzemski. Wow. What a cool moment that is, to straightaway center field. His family is just going nuts. We can see him.
He delivers. There's a swing and a fly ball into center. Drifting back, Pillar. He's under it, and he's got it, and that is the victory. Number 2,000 in the brilliant managerial career of Bruce Bochy. He is the 11th manager in the entire history of Major League Baseball to reach that plateau. And it was kind of fitting in an historic ballpark where so much baseball history has been played out that a part of Bruce Bochy's story and a significant part plays out in this ballpark. Bruce Bochy with his 2,000th career win, and it occurs at Fenway. And he's getting saluted from the Boston dugout. He takes his hat off and points over toward Alex Cora and those Red Sox who were applauding his 2,000th career win.
Well, a guy who is not going to be defined by the total number of wins or the overall winning percentage. That is not what makes Bruce Bochy an all-time great. But still, to join elite company, the other 10 who have 2,000 wins, all are in the Hall of Fame. Bruce Bochy one day is going to himself be in the Hall of Fame. A great milestone for a great manager, and really cool. You were describing it there, how the Giants fans who have stuck around, there are lots of them behind the dugout, and they're saluting him right now.
The Giants coming off the field, including manager Bruce Bochy, and a very lusty ovation at Fenway. Not for Yastrzemski this time, but for Bruce Bochy on a milestone victory. And he's going to go out. I think he's going to visit with Amy G down there by the dugout, so he stays out and walks over. And the fans start the Bochy chant again. These Giants fans are amazing. They've sort of commandeered Fenway Park, the home of the Red Sox, for 107 years, and are staging their own little celebration with Giants manager Bruce Bochy.
Very cool. It looks like he really, really, truly appreciates it.